Hi, my name is Kaleb, and I'm with a program called Cedar Spray. Let me ask you a question to start things off. How important do you think water is in the morning, right after you wake up? The answer is shocking, actually. A lot of research has gone into this, and supposedly, if you drink about 16 ounces of water immediately after waking up, it will, number one, increase your metabolism by 24% for 90 minutes. It will reduce your hunger, so that's double good for if you're trying to lose weight. Number three is it will help your brain be more productive quicker because your brain is 75% water, so it needs some of that. And number four, it helps drain out some toxins and helps hydrate you again for the rest of the day, so you can really start acting quickly and be able to get things done earlier on throughout the day so you don't feel sluggish. I'm not here to lecture on why water is good for us, because I feel like everyone pretty much knows it is. But here on Cedarville's campus, two problems have arisen that I feel like hamper students' ability to get water in the morning and travel with it and be able to get those benefits we just talked about for their classes throughout the day. And many other students have reported these to me too before, just through discussions we've had. And one of the problems is that, number one, the faucets in most of the dorms are too short for you to fit bottles under so you can fill them up and leave for your classes on time. And number two, the faucets don't produce very good tasting water. It's not filtered very well, and most of the time students just won't get water from their dorm because of that. Now, many students have turned to one of two options in order to solve some of these problems for themselves, those being either buying bottled water in cases or buying Brita filters. Now let's look at the bottled water first. This isn't a very expensive option for the students because between two roommates, if they're both going to be trying to drink that 16 ounces we were talking about throughout the year, they would have to buy a different case of water every 12 days. Now those cases of water are about $15 or so, maybe a little bit less. And if that's the case, they're spending a little over $1 for each bottle that they're going to be drinking. Now if you think about the fact that we spend about 1,000 days in college, that means each student is going to be spending a little over $500 when you split it up by the roommates. And that's a lot of money to put pressure on our students with. And thinking about the second option, the Brita filters, you still have to replace the filters about once every 2 months is what's recommended. And those run for about $50 for 10 of them, or $5 for one each. And so throughout your time here at Cedarville, you would have to buy about 20 to 30 of them to replace those filters. And so that would amount to about $50 per roommate, which isn't too bad necessarily. But still, we don't want to have to pay anything if we don't have to. Now, another problem with both of these approaches is going to be the trash that's associated with them. With water bottles, for instance, America throws away about 22 billion water bottles, plastic water bottles, each year. And although Cedarville only has about 4,000 people here, I think we could at least cut down on our use immensely. And with the Brita filters, they don't take up a lot of space, but once again, if every pair of roommates has a Brita filter for 2,000 Brita filters, that is a ton of filters we have to throw out throughout the year, and especially in the future if we don't change anything that we're doing here. What if there was a third solution for how students could get taller faucets and better tasting water? Well, here at Cedar Spray, we believe that we can use the $2,000 as a grant in order to do such a thing. If you look on any website, you'll see that gooseneck filtered faucets actually run for anywhere from $30 to $50, averaging around $40. That means with $2,000, we could buy 50 faucets. And that's a lot of faucets we could install in dorms as a first step to replacing all the faucets around Cedarville's campus for the students. Now, of course, we don't want to have to pay anybody any extra money because that would mean the students are still paying for these new faucets in order to get their water that they need. So there are two solutions we could use for this. Number one being our maintenance team at Cedarville that already is here throughout the summer, who is very capable and already does these sorts of fix-up jobs over the summer when students aren't here. And if they're not available or have too much work on their plate, another option would be the Campus Experience Summer Team. I have a lot of friends who were on the team this past year who I feel like could get this sort of job done of implanting 50 different faucets. And they said that oftentimes they actually had a lot of free time throughout the week. They were employed for 40 hours throughout the week, but They said some weeks were really busy and other weeks they just kind of sat around the whole time. So I feel like we could use them as well, and they would be very willing to put these faucets in for us. So hopefully you guys choose us because we want to be able to give Cedarville's students the water they need without breaking their bank. Thank you very much. Have a great day.